Good morning, everybody. Thank you, schools, for coming to participate in our bullying prevention webinar. We have two very special guests. By the way, I'm Ross Ellis, and we have two very special guests, Elena Pass Brown and Emma Farley, who are top youth leaders. They are incredibly awesome. That's all I can say. They're totally awesome.
Thank you.
So, you're welcome. And they've been with us for a long time, so they can pretty much tell you pretty much everything you want to know about bullying and cyberbullying. Um, Emma, tell us what bullying is.
So, bullying is unwanted, repeated behavior, or that has potential to be repeated behavior that is harmful to the person that's happening to.
Great. Elena, can you tell us about cyberbullying, please?
Yes. So cyberbullying is willful and repeated harm, and that is inflicted with the use of computers and cell phones and other electronic devices.
Great. What's a good way to stop someone if they're and either one of you can jump in, um, and both of you. But what's a good way to really deal with someone who's a bully or cyberbully?
Emma, do you want to take it away?
Yes, I can take it. The most important thing to know is that it's not your fault and that you can seek out help. So, what the bully wants you to do when the bullying is happening is they want you to react. So, the best thing you can do is when the bullying is trying to get you to react in some way, just walk away. Don't let them know that it's affecting you. If you do feel confident enough to stand up to the bully, don't bully them back, but just let them know that what they're saying isn't affecting you, isn't harming you, and that basically everything, all of their words are just bouncing off of you like you have a shield on you.
And I can kind of expand on that a little bit with cyberbullying. If you are getting messages online, do not respond. And if you see those messages, comments, DMs, anything, make sure you save them and print them out. It's really important to not respond, but print them out and tell a trusted adult about this. And make sure you keep those messages as well. Print them out because if it's deleted, you'll still have a printed out copy of them. Please tell a trusted adult. And also, if you're being bullied and you do feel safe, we have a couple of comeback lines that you could use if a bully is talking to you at school. Because, like Emma said, the bully wants you to react. So, some things you can do is you can laugh. You can also, if someone says your sneakers are ugly, you can look at them and laugh and walk away and say, ha ha ha, I know my sneakers are ugly, and walk away and do not engage in further conversation and say, whatever, do you feel better now? And that way you're not, engaging with the bully further and you're not rising to their level and you're going to stand up and walk away.
Great. Um, do either of you feel that a bully can change their behavior? Emma, you want to take it first, or
I feel like it's definitely possible because bullying usually comes from someone who is insecure or is maybe dealing through things on their own. They're taking it out on another person. So if it's possible for the person who is bullying you, for the two of you to maybe have a conversation to see where their actions are coming from, that could lead to the bully changing their behavior.
great, Elena?
Yes, I definitely agree with that. Maybe they have something going on at home. And if you do feel safe, you know, they might not have a safe home. So there is maybe a place that bullying is stemming from. And I think their behavior can be changed.
Why do kids bully? Either one of you can take it, or both of you can, because you may have two different
Yeah.
answers.
Yeah, I think it's kind of similar to what Elena just said. It could come from them maybe not having the best home environment. Maybe they're struggling in school. And, it can be difficult for them to process difficult emotions or other things that they're struggling with. And the only way they can see they can actually process their emotions by taking it out on someone else in a harmful way.
Mm-hmm. Could come from a place of jealousy, insecurity, definitely going off of that and what Emma said as well. Yep, exactly.
Great, thank you. When a bully is to the point where they get physical,
Ross, your audio went out a little bit. Could you repeat that question, please?
If a bully gets if a bully gets physical, what's the if you're watching it, what's the best way to handle it?
If you're a bystander.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, like it says on the screen, don't be a bystander. We want to speak up and stand up to the bully. And bullies do not like the buddy system, right? So, if we're in a group, if we're with our friends and we have a buddy, bullies do not usually like, power in numbers, right? So, do not be a bystander and speak up to the bully because we have those comebacks, we have those things to say, and we can stand up to the bully and be confident, right? We can do that. We can do that.
Emma, do you believe that kids should be in a buddy system or just go their way and hope that their friends will help them?
No, I definitely agree with what Elaine just said. Buddy system is absolutely important because when a bully sees the person they're bullying has friends supporting them, backing them up, there's strength in numbers, and so that'll hopefully deter the bullies from doing whatever it is they're doing. And if it's the case that you're friends with someone and somehow you find out they've been bullying another person, don't let them just go get away with that. Don't let it slide. Speak to them, tell them, hey, your behavior is wrong, you're hurting someone else. You wouldn't like it if someone was doing this to you, and get them to stop what they're doing.
Right. What should a kid do if it does become physical and they can't get away? Emma?
I think if it's getting physical, they can't get away. A good place to start would probably be trying to avoid a place where the bullying's handing out. You don't want to have to let it get so bad to the point where you're avoiding school or doing anything like that. But if you know that, oh, the person who's bullying me, I know that they usually hang out at the gym after school, I'm just going to avoid going there for now. And once you do that, try to also reach out to a trusted adult or a guidance counselor and tell someone, hey, I've been avoiding this bully, still going to school, but there are just certain places where I don't feel safe because I know that if I'm in the same room or area with this bully, it's going to get physical. So can you help me? What should I do? Don't keep it to yourself. That's the most important thing. Reach out to someone.
Right. Right. Elena, what if a kid is being beaten up and there's an entire group of kids making videos of it? What should happen?
I mean, yeah, that we do see that unfortunately with, cyberbullying and all of the streaming and all the social media going on these days. And it's really hard because we don't want to be a bystander. We don't want these things happening. And we have to have somebody to have a voice and to stand up and to not be a bystander. You need to have the strength and to be confident to speak up and to not allow that to happen to your classmates and to your peers and to people that you're in class with every day. These are your friends, these are your peers. So you need to get an adult involved. If you don't want to step into the group or be involved in that situation going on at school, go find an adult, somebody nearby, somebody in a classroom, whether it's a teacher, a guidance counselor, a gym coach, sports coach, whoever might be around. If you don't feel like getting involved in that group setting, go find somebody nearby privately so they can step in and get involved.
Right. Emma, what being positive when a bully is not positive, can that be turned around? What can be done?
So by your question, do you mean like if you're being bullied, you're trying to stay positive, but this bully isn't positive and it's hard for you to maintain that?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that staying positive is one of the most important things you can do, but also one of the hardest things you can do because when someone is constantly coming at you with negativity, it's really hard to maintain that. But if you surround yourself with people who are also positive, if you have a supportive friend group, if you reach out to trusted teachers who are in your school, coaches, people that can just build you up when you're feeling down, that'll make it harder for the bully to keep coming at you because they'll see that their constant negativity isn't working, isn't affecting you.
What happens if you walk into the ladies' or men's room and someone's really badly bullying someone? What can you do? Anybody?
Yeah, I think if you are a bystander in that situation and you're not the person being bullied, you can step in and say, hey, that's not cool. Hey, stop that. If you feel comfortable to get involved, say something, speak up, stand out. That's, always the position that I like to say to take if you feel comfortable doing that. If you're in the restroom and you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can leave the restroom and go tell a teacher or a trusted adult in the school and let them know as well if you do not feel comfortable getting involved in that situation. But if you do, speak up. Speak up for your classmates.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because restrooms are one of the places where
Yeah.
bullying can take place because there's no one there to watch someone.
Right.
And you can't put a camera in because of privacy. So you either have to have a monitor in the restroom or someone who's going to be a bystander. Um, what's the best way to create awareness for this situation? It's been going on for eons and eons, but it has gotten worse. And we really want kids to stand up and not be bullied, but we want them to stand up and help the ones who are being bullied. What can we do?
Well, I think for
Elena?
starters, oh, who's going
No,
to
go
No,
ahead.
it's okay.
No, I was just going to say, just going on webinars like this where you're educating yourself about bullying is a great place to start, because just from this you can hear tips and you can, really understand how you can make your school better, how you can help prevent bullying. And just on top of that, if you see someone who, you think is struggling, or they're being bullied, or maybe they're just like feeling like an outcast in school, it really doesn't take that much effort to say, oh, hey, do you want to sit with me at lunch? Or, hey, do you want to like go over this thing for homework or something like that? So just trying your best to make your school as inclusive as possible, and making sure that no one feels alone, or just making an environment where people can feel free to like talk to each other, that's positive and feel safe and comfortable for everyone.
Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't hurt to be kind to everybody,
That's
right? In
right.
this world. And there's so many resources on stompoutbullying.org, and there's a help chat line as well. You guys can check out. There's so much to read and to go through, and a lot of help if you guys need anything, and the help chat line as well if you ever need as well. So
We're very lucky that we've had these ladies with us for quite a while now. And they've been amazing in going to places and talking to kids. It's really important. Some kids consider bullying very funny. Why, Elena?
yeah, I think bullies find it funny because they want some sort of attention. They want to get a laugh out of people because maybe they're not getting that attention at home. Maybe they're not getting love and affection and attention from their parents. And so they seek that at school because they want to get that from their classmates and find a laugh out of it and think that it is funny, but it is not funny. It is not nice. It is not funny, and it never will be. And so that's maybe their outlet that they're using to try to, get that sort of attention and reaction um, instead. And it's not right. So that might be why they're doing it.
Emma, what if you find out that someone's being bullied? And unfortunately, the pain is so bad for them, they're talking about possibly taking their life. What would you say to them?
I would say to them that that is not something that you should ever do. Nothing is ever so bad where it should get to the point where you're considering taking your own life, and that I would be there for that person. I would make sure that they're able to get out of that dark and violent headspace that the bullying has taken them to, and encourage them to reach out for mental health support, tell their family what's going on, tell their friends what's going on, and just let them know that they have a beautiful life worth living, and that that's just a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
So, Susie just moved into your neighborhood, and she's now new at your school. What are you going to do to help Susie?
I mean,
Someone,
I
anyone?
think Yeah, I think she should be invited to sit with us at lunch and included to join clubs and come to school activities and to join the school play or join the school sports team and things like that, and just to be included in all things. And I always think the more the merrier, and you want to be inclusive and be kind to new people and be welcoming and make friends with people who might be new in town.
Right, right. Emma, what do you have to say about bullying as a whole? Bullying and cyber, mostly bullying.
I would just say that for bullying as a whole, it's just something that, makes the entire school experience so horrible. And when it's happening, it just makes people, not want to be in the school where they're at. It makes people uncomfortable to like be in certain situations. And so I'd say that anything that you can do to just see bullying happening, to stop it. If you're hearing this webinar and you're listening to what we describe bullying is, and you're noticing, hey, I think some of the behavior I've been doing actually might be bullying, but I thought it was funny, I didn't realize that. Then take a moment to reflect on what you've been doing and stop that behavior. Because these years where you're in school, they're such like formative parts of your life, and you want to make sure that you're having the best time. You're also allowing other people to have the best time and the most positive experience they can.
Right, right. Elena, on cyberbullying, someone comes to school and they're spreading all kinds of rumors and craziness. And what would you do?
I would, ignore it. It's not true, and it's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to matter. It's not true. And if you're safe and you can ignore it, that's what I would do.
Okay, great. And of course, spread the word to other kids that go to your school that this girl is cyberbullying or this boy making up stories and all that, and let them know that it's not true.
Yep, block them on all the platforms on social media, and report and block them.
Yeah. What do you think a good age is to start on social media?
I got social media when I was 16.
You were
So
16 when you started?
I was 16 when I started.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were younger. Okay. But you were still in the right age group.
Yeah, I
Emma,
was 16.
do you have an idea how old they should be?
For me, I'm pretty sure I didn't think I got social media until I was 12, I think, which actually I think was probably too young. I think 16 is probably a good age, but it also depends on if you're going to make like your social media page for yourself. I think it's actually important to have a pretty good sense of yourself before you join social media, because when you're like posting and see what other people are posting, sometimes that can lead to you maybe feeling insecure, like, oh, is what I'm posting as good as someone else's? Or maybe you see someone else's feed and then you think, why didn't I get invited to this person's party? Or why didn't they ask me to hang out? So I think you kind of have to ask yourself, like, is this going to be a positive thing for me or a negative thing for me? Am I just joining social media because I'm afraid of missing out in certain situations? And think about that before you decide to make a social media.
Perfect. Yeah, because kids will get, invited to a party and one kid doesn't get invited and it becomes a real situation. And maybe kids don't understand that there's a reason for everything. And that if you're not invited to a party or whatever, that there's a reason for it. And then the next day you read in the news that there was something happened, there was a brawl or whatever. You never know. But I believe that when kids bully, they think it's a joke, they think it's funny, they feel good, they feel popular. None of that exists, because kindness is what we need to do. If you both want to stand up and show more of the shirt where it says "Be kind," and our slogan is also "Unapologetically kind." Thank you, ladies. You guys look so cool. Um, it's really it's about kindness, and it's so important to be kind. And maybe in at home things aren't kind. It's possible. Maybe someone excuse me, maybe someone in your class is not kind. think about kindness because it's monumental. It really is. It develops compassion. It develops so much that you will carry on in life later. And it's really incredibly important. Does anyone in this of the students or teachers, but students, have any questions?
You can write them in the chat if you have any questions for us.
Yeah, they're in the comments. There are quite a few here. Elizabeth was bullied her whole life. Why do you think your whole life, Elizabeth? Want to chat back and tell us? I love the shirts. Tell someone reported. Okay. And Karen has a very good point. She says, depending on their maturity, she would say, what is she going to say? My mouse is not working. Here it is. No, that's all she wrote. Okay. Listen, Laura Burton, she sadly lost her 11-year-old niece 7 years ago because of bullying. And since then, she's been supporting and helping students through the association that she's part of to help. She supports them and prevents as much as possible. That is really great, Laura. Keep up the good work. Karen, amen. Love your neighbor or as yourself. And that's so true. Those who can love and be kind is because they don't love themselves. And it's very true. These two ladies love themselves. They love everybody. And not to say they love everybody, because not everybody's someone could be a bully. They're not going to love a bully. But then again, you could love a bully and turn them around, right? So we could do that because people are very mean. Yes. I don't know why people are very mean, except it could come from home. It could come from school. It could come from a number of places, and it serves no purpose whatsoever. So, guys, think about it. If you're going to say something mean or do something mean, think about it before you do it. It's really very, very important. Anyone else? Elizabeth said, I wish bullying was not happening still. We all do. We all do. It's a horrible thing. And a lot of adults think it's a kid's rite of passion, that they think it's okay to do it. It's not. It's really not okay. And the more you do bully, it may be hard to think about it now, but think about years to come when you're going for a job or you're going to college, or you're doing things that really make difference as an adult. Think about where that bullying is going to take you. Is it going to be a good place or a bad place? And if it's going to be a bad place, you really need to think about it. Truly. Any more from the students? Laura Burton wants to know, what are the low end consequences here in the U.S. regarding school bullying? Oh, the law. I thought I said low. Sorry about that. Every state has bullying prevention legislation. It is up to the schools to enforce it. If the schools do not enforce it, it's really a disgrace because it's affecting you, the student. Schools, and I'm not throwing a shade on the schools, but there are some schools who don't want to get involved because they don't want their school to have that shade on them as far as being a school that has bullies. They don't want, it could affect funding. They don't want that. But you can't think of it that way. You've got to think of schools must just be there for their students every step of the way. And if it takes an extra hour, excuse my voice, if it takes an extra hour during the day, be there for your students. It's critical. It really is. Um, the kinder you are, the more love you show, it makes a huge difference. And it will make a huge difference in your life as you grow older. So that's really important. I mean, these ladies, I've known them since they're young, really younger. And I've never, ever known them to say an unkind word about anyone. And I know that in the future they will never say anything not kind. So it's really important. Have a role model. Have a role model that's so kind and incredible, that's compassionate. There used to be a doctor at Mount Sinai. Granted, this, I digress a little bit because he was an adult, but he was such an amazing man that they named a compassion award against for him when he passed away. And it shows. I mean, you can tell if an adult is compassionate, kind, loving, caring. You can also see when it isn't. Um, does anyone else have any other questions? I hope I answered about the law. It's really up to the schools. The schools must enforce it. If anyone tells you that a state does not have a law against bullying, they're wrong. They're wrong or they're lying, because every state has legislation, and it is up to every school, no matter what. You can talk to your principal about it. You can talk to, excuse me, others that are higher up that will listen. Maybe start a kindness club, you know, a kindness compassion club, and do things for, like, one group was doing, they were making little toys for kids because they had a kindness club, and that's something that could go for either of you, because you're both in college, or anyone on this chat. It's just super important to be kind, no matter what you do decide to do, no matter what you do. Just remember, yes, Karen, broken people do hurt others, and they actually need help and love. They may not know it. So if you as a student can show it to them, or form a group to show it to them, why it's so important to be loved and kind, it could make a huge difference. Anybody else? Laura said, thanks for your response. It's exactly the same in France. Schools sometimes don't want to have a bad reputation, um, and tend to don't not take things seriously with the level they should. But we are working hard to bring it to awareness. Awareness is critical. Wearing these shirts, and people don't understand. If someone sees you wearing these shirts and they walk by you and they say, interesting shirt. This is the first year we actually did the artwork on it. We just always had text, but we're really trying to push the kindness, and it's so important. And invite people to talk about it. Invite people, if they know that you're working with an organization like Stomp Out Bullying, invite them to talk about it. Invite them to be kind and really make a difference. I think our time is up. I want to thank all the schools for coming and participating in this. I hope you learned something from it. I want to thank my two angels, Emma and Elena. They've been with us for years, and they better stay with us for years. They're just wonderful. They're the best. And I want to thank our Facebook operator, Christina. And thank you, everyone. My last words are, please be kind.